Why is it that nobody went to the moon for centuries, but as soon as the first astronaut made it to the moon, it paved the way for so many others to also make it there? This is the perfect example of what it means for our upgrade to be contagious. When we elevate, when we improve, when we decide differently, we inspire those around us to do the same. So in this video, I really want to empower you guys to be the ones to elevate. When you are the one to start that forward motion, it really is this energy that other people want to be a part of. And you will find that as soon as you get on that wagon that's moving forward, so many others want to jump on and be a part of that growth and be a part of that transformation. So there have been so many different incidents in my life when the minute I took a leap and I took the plunge, I noticed that others around me did the same. So it can be something as simple as soon as I got a new car, within a few months, my mom got a new car. Even more interestingly, within 1 year of me getting married, I've had almost 2 other family members get married within a year. When you decide to go for something, you are giving someone else an invitation to do the same. When I got up here on YouTube and became super vulnerable, talking about the things that are on my heart, getting backlash, getting troll comments, all the negativity, all the stuff that comes with being online, I found that other people in my circle were showing up more vulnerably, were willing to put themselves out there, were okay with being scrutinized and judged because they saw that I was doing that and I was doing it publicly. When I first got that desire to start investing and to start a business, I went online and I found other women on social media who were publicly showing their successes and their failures and who were showing their journey being female traders or female business owners. And that gave me the spark of motivation. I looked to those women and I thought to myself, if they can do it, I can do it too. And so you have no idea who it is that you're impacting. It might not even be someone in your direct immediate circle. It might not even be a first degree connection. I know that when I started making YouTube videos, I got messages from people I didn't even know, but they were a friend of a friend of a friend, or a family member's neighbor, people who were not directly in my circle, but who saw me. They noticed me. They saw what I was doing. And it opened up this conversation and this dialogue where I was able to exchange ideas with other people, and to feel just the support of a stranger is so magical. Let me just say that one thing that I've discovered on my journey is that generally, the people who support you are not those who you grew up with, are not those who live with you. It's the people who live in a completely different country. It's the people who don't even know you, but somehow, somewhere, they noticed you and they are now inspired by you. I know that I look up to so many people who don't know me. I've never met them. However, somehow, somewhere, they popped up in my field and I really resonated with what they were saying, and that inspired me to get up and move and to make a difference. So when you decide to elevate, when you decide to upgrade, it can be as nonchalant as choosing to dress differently, choosing to hang out at different places, choosing a different type of hobby or activity that you indulge in on the weekends. When you make that change, You are now entering a zone where other people are now inspired to also make a change, to also upgrade, to also elevate. You have no idea how many people have reached out to me and asked me, hey, how much does a business class flight cost? Like, how much did this vacation cost? How much did this luxury good cost? And it's because when people see what I'm doing and what I'm purchasing and what experiences I'm partaking in, they're now interested. They kind of have like an antenna and they're like, oh, there's something there. There's something there that intrigues them. And they want to learn more. They want to figure out how they can do it, how they can do the same. And so when you own your desires and when you fearlessly go after whatever it is that you seek, whatever it is that you want, you pave the way for other people to do the same. I am a huge fan of age gap relationships. If you guys don't know by now, my husband and I have a 17-year age gap. And you have no idea the amount of people who have started talking to me about age gap relationships or who have now entertain the idea of an age gap relationship because they saw my husband and my dynamic and they were inspired by us and they said, wow, if this couple is able to make a 17-year age gap work, and not just work but thrive, then I can too. And I don't need to feel shame. I don't need to feel resistance. I don't need to feel fear around it, because now there's someone else out there in the world who's being public about it, who's owning it, who's sharing their experience, and that paves the way for other people to feel comfortable. And so not only is it inspiring when we are able to do something that has a ripple effect that then impacts those around us, but when we're actually vulnerable about what that took, about how much courage it took, about how we had to be brave, about the criticisms that we faced along the way. And this is why I share on YouTube. It's basically a video diary of my journey, of my experience, of me moving through life as a 29-year-old woman. And I have now been on YouTube for maybe 6 years. And so you guys, I'm sure, have seen that development, have seen me change, not just physically in appearance, but the way that I speak, the topics that I cover. There was a time where I felt confined to this one genre, which was dating for marriage, because as you guys know, that's kind of my bread and butter, is talking about relationships, giving you guys advice, helping you guys build up your confidence, and teaching you guys the skills that can help you in a relationship. And obviously, hopefully, a marriage. I am a coach. That is what I am at the center of it. But I realized that just talking about this one part of my life was not enough. You need to see the full picture to really understand why I am where I am today, right? So that's why I started sharing more about wealth, about money, about books, about different ideas, different concepts, spirituality, and all these things. And I've never shied away from sharing another facet to myself, because I don't want to put myself in a box and just label myself as a relationship coach and that's all you're going to get from my channel, because that's the furthest thing from the truth. You're going to get motivation. You're going to get inspired. You're going to get empowered. You're going to, feel better inside. So it's a combination of all of these things. And as you guys can see, just go to the oldest video I have on my channel and compare her to me now, and you'll see the upgrade. You'll see that I dress differently. You'll see that I present myself differently, that I speak differently, that I have different thoughts. And this is how upgrades work, is each day we chip away and we become a little bit better, maybe just 1%. And we can barely see the change. We can barely even recognize the difference. But then when you zoom out and you look at yourself after a year, after 3 years, after 5 years, then those small little adjustments and changes compound and they become macroscopic. They're no longer little minor changes, but they're now full-blown transformations. They're now quantum leaps. They're now, you experiencing me 6 years ago in a little 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment with my boyfriend at the time, to me now living in this 5-bedroom, 5-bath house with my husband. So you guys have been a part of this journey of growth, of change, of all the things that came with it, the highs, the lows, the smiles, the cries. When we show up and really just own who we are and are completely vulnerable with sharing, hey, this is where I'm at right now. Not only does it give us an inventory of where we are, but it helps others establish kind of their baseline and where they're at. And as we then move forward, as we then start deciding differently and living differently, then those changes now can take root in all different outlets of our life. So when you upgrade even just one area of your life, it opens a whole bunch of doors to other areas of your life to improve. So for example, when I met my husband, my whole life changed because now I was with someone who had a different mentality, a different belief system. He helped elevate me. He helped me break out of certain limiting beliefs. He helped me break certain generational traumas that I had, especially because he came from a home and parents who remained together for decades. So I was able to look to him for a sense of family and how that could pan out. Best case scenario. I learned so much from him, and he had such a lavish mindset when it came to spending on the things he loved, about going and doing the bougie thing, taking the trip. And he taught me so much about travel and not keeping too much money in a savings account, but instead taking that money and doing something with it to make something of it. So that opened obviously my eyes to so many things. When I made the decision to go to college, that one decision elevated all areas of my life. I was then meeting people who came from all walks of life. I was now going to classes and learning from professors who had a certain degree of knowledge. I then was able to meet people because I had this base. I was able to go to networking events and go to alumni events. And so every single decision that we make is either leading us towards more elevation, more upgrades, more positive changes, or it's leading us down the opposite, right? It's leading us to take away from our life, to make our life less abundant, make it less blessed. And so with each decision that we make, we should always opt for the one that's upgrading us. And generally, that's the decision that scares us. That's the one that brings us the most fear, the most discomfort. For my husband and I moving out of state to buy this house, it was really uncomfortable. We were leaving everything we knew. We were leaving the place that we had called home for decades. And when we came here, that opened up a whole new life for us. A whole new life. We're now upgraded in ways we couldn't even imagine when we think about the life that we now lead versus what we were living just 6 months ago. It's almost unrecognizable because now our life is completely different. Since we've upgraded our living situation and our environment, we're now thinking in new ways. We're now behaving in new ways. We're now investing in ourselves in ways that we just simply wouldn't have in our old apartment. And with that comes more blessings. With each step that we take to elevate, it takes our time, it takes our energy, it takes our money, but it opens up new doors of abundance, new doors of blessings, new doors of opportunity that previously were dormant, that previously were hidden from our sight. And within I think, a month of us living here, I got the news that one of my friends was able to purchase a home. So with us taking this huge leap of faith, not only was it affecting just my husband and I, but it was affecting those around us, because those around us looked at us, saw that we were making this move, and thought, hey, what do I need to do to be able to make that move? What do I need to do to be able to upgrade my home, to be able to live more opulently, to live more lavishly? What do I need to do in order to get there? And so every single decision that we make is either creating ripples effect of more abundance, of more elevation, of more upgrades, or it's downgrading. It's having a negative effect on those around us and those who look to us, okay? So when you move about the world, not only are you deciding for yourself and for your best interest, but remember, you have hundreds, thousands of people who are looking to you that you might not even know, that you might not even directly have a relationship with, but they are also watching you, they are also observing you, and they are also being impacted by the decisions that you make. So when we upgrade, that upgrade is contagious, and it sends out ripple effects in each and every direction, blessing those around us, blessing those not only in our vicinity, but those in the external, those who can see us on social media or on public platforms. I can definitely say that a lot of my upgrade was inspired by someone else that I looked up to. And I'm sure that my upgrade is inspiring someone else out there as well. And so with this video, I'm hoping that I can just inspire more of us to step up, to elevate, to upgrade, to go for that higher thing, to reach the potential. And that is going to create this beautiful world in which all of us are doing our best to become better, to improve, and everyone else around us is doing the same. So we can all kind of bounce ideas off of each other and all be inspired and motivated by each other's growth and transformation. So that is my intention with this video. I hope that you are doing everything that you can to elevate and upgrade and to just decide differently and decide in a way that feeds your best self. So I hope that this video is going to inspire you to take the leap, to elevate, to upgrade, to do whatever it is that you know is going to get you to that next stage. Because when you do so, it not only impacts you, but it creates ripple effects for everyone else in your life. If you made it this far, I love you so much. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.